Scars are strange things. You can look at them and immediately remember the pain, the mistake, or the moment you wished had never happened. Sometimes we spiral into regret, wishing the scar wasn't there at all. But here is the truth: scars don't just speak of wounds, they speak of healing. They don't only remind us of what went wrong, they also prove to us that we survived. Hi, dear listener. You're welcome back to A Walk with Afi podcast. If this is your first time, hey, you're welcome. And if you're a regular listener, hello there. You're welcome back to A Walk with Afi, and I welcome you to this episode of A Walk with Afi. I'm so excited about this episode because I'm very sure that this is a topic we all can say one or two things concerning it. So yes, I'm very sure it's going to be an amazing ride. So yeah, let's go. Today, I want us to talk about regrets and how we often let them define us instead of refine us. Because if you look closely, regret is like a scar. You can choose to see it as something that is ugly, or you can choose to see it as a proof that you are stronger than what tried to break you. Regret has a way of chaining us to the past. It has a way of leaving us there wallowing in what could have been. We replay the what ifs and if onlys. If only I had made a different choice. If only I had said something sooner. If only I hadn't trusted that person. If only I hadn't go through that route. If only I hadn't spoken to this person. If only the if onlys just keep on. But regret doesn't change the past. It only steals from the present. The more we dwell on it, the more powerless we feel, like we are stuck in the moment of pain forever. I know in one way or the other, we all have something that we have done that we regret, and in one way or the other, we have scars that we see and reminds us of something that happened in the past. It might be a physical scar. So let me cite this example. When I was way younger, yes, there used to be this bike parked in my house. So there was this day I was just fantasizing about how people just mount the bike, kick it start, and then how it runs smoothly on the road. And I wanted to, replicate that. And so I said, why not? Let me give it a try. Okay, so long story short, I did not even get to mount the bike, but the bike instead mounted on me. I fell on the ground and the bike. So it was a bit serious because they had to treat me, take me to where they would reset my bones and all of that. And now most times when I look at my leg and I see a scar from that, I always okay, it just reminds me of that, and I just smile. Yes, I could have allowed that to give me this fear that I'm never in my life going to mount a bike. But even sometimes I'm on a bike and the person is moving so slow, and I'm in my head I'll be let me tell this man to hasten up, but then I'm calm down. Calm down. I'm just saying that scars like that can always trigger something in us, and sometimes it doesn't have to be physical. Sometimes it can be that we've been hurt deeply emotionally, that anytime we see somebody, it triggers something in us. But here is the shift I want you to catch. Scars are not proof of failure, they are proof of healing. The wound closed, you kept going, you carried on, you kept moving, and yes, maybe things didn't unfold the way you planned, but that scar says, I made it through. Every scar has a story, but what if you are the one who gets to choose how that story is being told? Not as a mark of shame, but as a symbol of resilience, as a symbol of your strength. Think about it. Without that scar, without that failure, without that heartbreak, you wouldn't be who you are today. It shaped you, it toughened you, it made you wiser. So I've heard a lot of people say to me that I'm so glad I'm out of this toxic relationship, but at the same time, I'm really glad that I went through it. And the first time I heard that, I was okay, what are you trying to tell me? I know someone said, this relationship has taught me a lot. I didn't realize that my level of patience needs to, be heightened until I was in that relationship. And some people will say, this relationship made me realize that I haven't been prioritizing myself. This relationship made me realize that there are things I really love to do that I haven't been doing. This relationship made me realize that there are a lot of people that have done this and that too. I just look at it and I say, okay, so you are saying that even though it was a toxic relationship for you, at the same time it served as eye opener for you. So you've seen things that you normally would not see if you hadn't met this person or you hadn't interact with this person. So I'm like, okay, yes, I get it. So sometimes I know when we see our scars, when we see people that have offended us or even hurt us in the past, what the first thing that comes to our mind is the pain. What led to that pain, what led to that scar, what led to meeting that person in the first place. But please, henceforth, I hope you will start seeing the lessons, the blessings, yes, the lessons and the blessings that relationship, that scar has shown you. It has shown you that you are stronger than you did realize. So instead of asking, what did I lose? Try asking yourself, what did I gain? Maybe you gained wisdom, maybe you gained empathy, maybe you gained love, maybe you gained patience, maybe you gained faith. Maybe you get clarity about who you are and what you truly need. The scar proves that something tried to destroy you and that thing failed. So you might be thinking, okay, Afi, I get it. I do not want to see my scars and be reminded of the pain. I want to see it as, a symbol of my strength, a symbol of how strong I am, a symbol of the things that I have overcome. And you are thinking, so how can I do this? I'm just going to give you 3 practical steps that you can take. 1, journal the story of your scar. I know we can be lazy sometimes, but journaling is just so amazing. And the reason why I'm saying that you should journal is because I want you to channel your outpouring, the outpouring of your emotions into the lessons and the healing rather than the pain. Don't channel it deep into the pain. Don't make pain be the center, the subject matter of what you are writing or what you are journaling. Let the lessons that you have learned and the healing, let those two be the core of your journaling, because each time you go back to read about your scar, it reminds you of what you have overcome. So it gives you a sense of hope that even in the nearest future, even in your present, whatever is coming your way, you can always overcome, because there are a lot of things that you've overcome. And even though you see the scar, it reminds you that yes, you are a survivor. Also, practice gratitude for resilience. Thank yourself for surviving. Truth is, a lot of people probably went through the same thing that you had gone through and they didn't come out the same way that you have come out. So thank yourself for surviving, for being strong enough, for being resilient enough to look past everything that happened to you and you are where you are right now. Thank yourself for continuing, for not giving up, for not stopping, for not allowing fear to take charge of your life. Thank yourself for showing up even when it's hurt. Have you seen people that really hurt you in the past and you still have to work with them closely, or you still have to see them like almost every day or walk past them? Yes, and you still do that. You do that every day, and here you are. You still love people. You still care about people. Thank yourself for that. And last but not the least, replace if only with what now. Stop dwelling on if only I had taken this route, if only I had spoken to this person, if only I had done this, if only it was this way. Don't stop doing that. Stop doing that to yourself. You can't go back. You can't go back to your past. You can't undo what has happened in the past, but you can move forward with strength and wisdom. You can move forward with hope. You can move forward with faith. So instead of dwelling on what has happened in the past that's caused you that scar, ask a very important question. What now? After the deed has been done, what next? What now? What can I do? How do I come out of this? How do I get better? So you were in a very toxic relationship and the person showed you hell, or let me say the person showed you pepper. Now you are out of that relationship. What now? Maybe it was because you didn't study the person enough, or maybe it was because you didn't ask some important questions before you started that relationship. What now? In your next relationship, what are you going to do? Stop dwelling on your regret. Look forward to what can make your past count, so that you know that okay, I went through this, I had to go through this, but now I am getting better. And you're like, okay, thank God I even went through, because I wouldn't have known that okay, this is how the other side looks like. So yes, the next time you catch yourself staring at a scar, whether on your skin or in your memory. Please don't let regret be the loudest voice. Let strength be the story. Your scars are not signs of brokenness. They've proved that you have overcome. Wear them as symbols of strength and not shame. And as always, thank you for being here, for listening, for growing with me. Until next time, stay strong, stay hopeful, and remember, your scars don't define your weakness, they highlight your strength. I love you, and bye.